Hi Taurus, and welcome to your May 2021 General Tarot Forecast. I'm so happy to be coming to you during your season and talking about your month ahead. Happy birthday to those of you aging up. I hope you're having a really lovely time. We've got a few very interesting archetypes coming up. I don't want you to worry at all about this season because it's going to be better than you think. And you're really getting a big restart. You know, it's kind of like when you restart your computer. No one really wants to do it. It's time consuming and, you've got to close everything out and, but your computer works a lot better once you restart it. So it's kind of a restart month for you, it looks like. It looks like you're really pruning off any dead foliage, letting go of any excess weight. It does feel like you're carrying a little bit of extra weight coming into May, and that is going to be something that you, I think, will release more easily if you just let yourself this month. I've felt that May is going to be better for Taurus, though, than you're expecting. And also then, seeing the Tower, seeing Nine of Wands, seeing Ten of Swords, some of us might worry a little bit, but I really think that it's nothing to worry about. I think that the difficulty might just be as simple as not being accustomed to ease or not being accustomed to not having to worry, perhaps feeling a lot of tranquility and calmness with worry because that's become a habit or a pattern, okay? So I'm actually re-recording your reading because the last one just was not really what I wanted it to be. Though it had a lot of good messages, it was not really encompassing the energy. But what I took from it was that the way that you interact with time is going to change up this month. There is a lot of solar energy coming in for you. It's obviously your solar return if you're a Taurus sun. So you're going to get more energy. And I think that the first thing that does is it changes your relationship with time. We start out this month with a Pluto Retrograde, which by now I've made a video about. You can check my channel if you want to see that. And Pluto Retrograde is always really strong for Taurus because it's on your axis, Pluto rules Scorpio, which is your opposite, and it's going retrograde in Capricorn. So it's kind of a very different view of time that you're getting. Maybe it's passing a lot more quickly for you. Maybe you're able to use time in a much more powerful way now. Maybe you're really learning about the present, okay? That was something that was really coming up when I was previously speaking for Taurus, was about learning the value of the present moment, not getting stuck in the past and not getting stuck in the future. You might kind of be able to identify a pattern of enjoying the past or not having enjoyed a situation until 2 years have passed. So, for example, only now starting to enjoy May of 2019 here in May of 2021. Only being able to enjoy May of 2021 and May of 2023. Needing about a 2-year gap to look fondly upon something or to enjoy something, and maybe only enjoying it because now there's no connection to it or no correlation to it. In essence, disempowering the capability you have over the present moment by not enjoying that and only enjoying things once they're set in stone, once they're done. So with Death reversed coming up, Pluto retrograde energy is in this reading. 10 of Swords, Tower reversed, Death reversed, 9 of Wands. I think that that's going to be your key component, Taurus, is getting accustomed to enjoying the present and enjoying the power that you have over the present, taking your power back through the present moment and not succumbing to catharsis or addictive tendencies or anything that promises a very temporary gain or a very temporary feeling of power, but is ultimately disempowering in the long run. So definitely take a look at anything that's evocative of that feeling and just release it, because by the end of the month, you're already in a lot better territory. Mid-May and late May for everybody offers a much lighter, easier, pruned, carrying of less weight energy, and that is what is good for you. You're a fixed earth signs. You're one of the heaviest signs, okay? One of the most material dense signs without a feeling of hope. Okay. So you're going to be really working on your feelings of hope as well. But anyway, to get into your week to week tarot forecast, after intuitive messages, let's talk about that. And I will be doing an extended reading for you all on Patreon. That'll be linked below. But first week of May, you have the Tower reversed, rooted down by 9 of Wands. Something is too difficult. You're working too hard on something. You're pushing yourself a little bit too hard, I think, on something. And whether or not you like it, that's not going to be the case after the first week. So, what I feel so strongly for Taurus in this month is we can do this the easy way or the hard way. We can finish this shift of work or this series of events the easy way or the hard way. We can plan well, manage time well, or we can procrastinate and put ourselves through a very stressful, turmoil-ridden chain of events. It's really up to you. And yes, I do think that the first week of May will show you any problem in your life, any issue, any unresolved thing is there in the first week of May. And that, I think, really needs to be a moment of gratitude or a moment of happiness to know that things will no longer be hidden or unclear or confusing, but rather clear and obvious. Okay, there's a clarity and an obviousness to your first week of May that on one hand, with the hard way, could be seen as very tedious and upsetting. Or the easy way could be seen with gratitude and thankfulness that you have the chance to resolve things here and now, and that it's not going to sneak up and attack you at a more like inopportune time. So week number 2, you've got Death reversed or down by Knight of Wands. Already things getting so much better, though there is a necessary release. No longer needing to feel upset about reminiscences. Okay, this is what I was talking about in the other Taurus reading as well, was there is kind of a material reminiscence that Taurus will do. It's not so much a past-oriented sign, though Taurus rules over the memory, okay? So in the sense that Cancer rules over the past when it comes to sentimentality and nostalgia, Taurus rules over the past in the sense that physical material things can carry an energy. And, for example, that ancient piece of jewelry that's been passed down for generations in your family, you can feel the material past of it. Whereas in the Cancerian version of past, it's like the familial significance of it. Do you know that? You understand that slight distinction? Something regarding that comes up for you in the second week of May. How you regard the past, how the past becomes a crutch, the way that you disempower yourself through forcing certain past remnants to still be evoked even now come up. We really need to get less past-centric. Every sign of the zodiac, okay, not just Taurus, but you are the leaders of this season. So it's going to really start with Taurus energy to understand the present now, to be the mascot of your present moment, and to not allow, if you can, anything to materially represent what you went through before to prevent you now. So big creative expansion. Loss will give you creative energy now. I'm seeing a lot of Taurus people writing beautiful pieces of music to commemorate their progress, or finally allowing themselves to do what they've really wanted to do for a long time, not anymore holding themselves back, not anymore trapping themselves in, what is like materially relevant. So I have debt, I have a job, I have this or that, therefore I can't do this or that. Like those types of sentences need to fade away now. So third week, you have Ace of Swords rooted down by 10 of Swords. New ideas, overcoming betrayal, overcoming other people's will. Okay, so your will has to really be what is focused now. Ace of Swords is like a new idea, a new clarity, a new revelation even. And I will definitely say to Taurus people that you want to make sure that you're not too reliant on other people right now. Self-determined individualism won't betray you unless you're kind of the type for self-sabotage. It won't betray you. I feel that fostering too many reliances in others or expecting for someone else to give you a positive outcome is going to be the only area for issue. Okay. So I think that the universe is just really working with you to foster more of an individualistic core, as many of you already have. But the third week of May, as we hit Gemini season, it's going to have some kind of conscious realization. Who has treated me well? Have the people that I've trusted actually been people who've helped me, or who have been worthy of that trust? Also, have the people who I've like really, disconnected from, or people who I have ascribed negative traits, is that really valid at this point in time? Is that really true? Is there truth? One thing about the Ten of Swords is there tends to be a lack of truth to something, or there tends to be some kind of very falsified, almost like delusional core, not necessarily to you, but to some kind of construct in your life. It's lies, okay? It's like a construct of lies to some degree. And why Ten of Swords is such a harsh energy is because we live in a truthful world. We live in a very honest system, okay? Nonetheless, lies and delusions are created, but they always come back in a sort of very sharp, honest point, okay? And there's a big dose of honesty, okay, in the third week. You might learn of a truth. You might learn of something that feels like even a betrayal. Like, wow, I really put all my faith and focus and trust into that person. And at the end of the day, they were absolutely a completely like pathological liar. I'm seeing that for some Taurus people. I'm seeing that also you have to be careful for the manipulation of other people as well. Like other people, allowing other people to form your opinion on topics, or the characters of others, like really liking someone and then, gossiping with another person and allowing that person to make you dislike that person who you initially organically liked. Any type of inorganic forming of caricatures will be a very sharp thing this year. We are in a very simple energy in the year of 2021. We are in a very small formula, in a very like X plus Y equals, la la la. It's not like a huge quadratic formula this year. And there's a lot of like heavy formulating I'm feeling in the Taurian energy line, and that's going to shift in the third week of May into a much simpler fourth week. Four of Wands rooted down by Knight of Pentacles. All of a sudden things are simple. All of a sudden things are like easy. Okay. All of a sudden it's really, really nice. But what does it take to get there? That's why I'm saying if you're getting this reading early, as soon as possible, simplify, ease it out. That you don't have to have a complex viewpoint on anything, okay? You don't have to rely on other people to forge complex viewpoints for you either. You're going to have an easy leg up at creative genius, at celebrating, at enjoying life, at healing, okay? The fourth week is very healing. There's life force there. There's purpose there. The desire to create a new business, the celebration of an engagement, the celebration of a new easier life, okay? By the fourth week of May, really take that fourth week of May to celebrate, okay? To give back to yourself, to really be in self-care mode, okay? Because you've got to almost allow, okay, how do I want to put this? The realization of a truth, or the realization of, or the understanding of the fact that things have maybe become very tangled and dishonest, or that there was some kind of long-running path that revolved around a core of dishonesty or a core of illusion. Whether that was in your path or in the path of a loved one, or however, whatever that means to you, the understanding that that was happening, even from things like back to childhood, like it feels like the simplicity of this year is not only about the present moment, but it's about resolving and just walking out of anything that you still feel is currently impacting you of that tone, okay, if that makes sense. And the fourth week, rather than being like, oh my God, how did I let so much time pass feeling that way? How did I allow the entirety of my life to be like wrapped around the manipulations or vicissitudes of other people, other people, okay? Taurus has got to get into itself, okay, 4th week of May. And the strife regarding the needs of others or the desires of others to create a certain momentum, okay, has to be discarded. Okay, and it's not for the reason that you think it is. This isn't a call to a more selfish life. This isn't the call to a life where I only ever think about me and like discard, for example, like all the people in my life, or cause problems with my commitments. That's not what this message is about, because you'll be surprised at how discarding any type of strong manipulations or philosophies that revolve around dishonesty, it leads to a much less selfish life. It's really funny. It's like, just as you do that and you come through and you give your body what it needs, you fix your health, you get your emotions in place, you even like getting that great therapist or having a really good homeopathic doctor or holistic doctor or something along those lines can be so helpful to inspire you, because it's like it's really weird. I'm seeing like, right as you guys get this, on the other side of this, I'm seeing like volunteer work. I'm seeing like even some type of connection to greater causes, or some type of like a desire to be in a helpful position through self-care or through the connecting to the self. There's no need to close yourself off from other people, but I do feel that in pretty much every Taurus's life, there are certain other people who are dark, okay, or who are not really great people, okay? And it's not going to be every single Taurus, and you'll know it if it is the case. It's not something you got to like think like, oh my gosh, are there like people around me who are not good and I don't know it? It's not like that. It's like a very obvious stuff, but it's incredible how stubborn Taurus can be, and like know so clearly that someone in their life is like a very problematic or manipulative person, yet they won't give it to themselves. They won't like really I accept that this person's a very manipulative person. I accept that they're like my best friend, but like at the same time, I don't think they'd do that to me, like I see it, I see what's happening, and I don't think that that's something that I really, would be impacted by. And then you kind of step back and you get objective with that, and you're like, wait a second, what am I thinking here? Like and that's the simplicity of this year, where you're like, oh my gosh, do I really think that someone who is literally manipulative and crazy to every other person that they ever have interaction with, that I would somehow be like absolved of that type of treatment from them? Like, there's a lot of very simple things, and it's like, no, like there are certain personality traits that other people have, and at some point in time, it's no longer like self-caring to not just like enable it, but to place yourself in a very connected point of it. Okay, so again, it depends on every individual person. Like no one's totally the same with this thing, and many Taurus, I think, have already like fixed some of these issues, but you just really want to watch out for complex people right now. Like, they're so manipulative, but they also have a really good heart, and they donate to charities or something, or wow, they're an extremely abusive narcissistic person, but they work for a nonprofit, and I've seen them starting to get like political connections, and that seems exciting to me. And they've really used other people in their lives and thrown away other people, but they have like they're really growing in other ways, and you want to watch out for then turning into someone who's used by one of those types of people. So just like watch out for it, because you're powerful, and you'll attract people. This is interesting. Okay, so much flood of information. Y'all's reading's going to be the longest this month because it's your birthday. As you start to gain more power in life, as you start to step into your own power, the first thing that comes are those people, okay, as kind of a test. The first thing, it's kind of like moths to light, and all kinds of insects are attracted to light. And right when your light starts to kind of come back on, so oftentimes the first thing that's attracted are things that will totally want to encroach on it. Okay. And you've got to really be smart about who you choose to interact with, who you choose to keep in your life, who you choose to give to as well. And make sure that it's just not someone who is basically a vampire of life force energy, you know? Because I swear those types of people know who has that sort of like new light where it's like vulnerable, you know, and it's not quite to the power, to the level of power where you can really discern who might be that way and who not. But that's the thing, Taurus, is your discernment, I think, is very special. It's very good right now. So you want to really discern well, okay? And understand who is on your side and who is more of like attempting to really sort of feed off of your energy, okay? Or especially if you're a Taurus with like means, like a Taurus who has like nice things in their life, or, you know, resources like a nice house, or like an investor or something. Like really watch out for people who have something they like need from you, because it's not a small thing. It's not like a small, and even if you're like a very bare minimum at this point in time, it can just be at the level of emotional energy. So with that extreme, there's also the opposite end where you can meet some of the best people in the world at this point in time, where you can really meet people who catalyze the understanding of who is on your side and who isn't. You can really have great role models right now, actually, people who've overcome things. Anyone in your life who has like overcome something, or who has actually initiated a proper healing process, actually healed from their illnesses, actually been able to rise above a certain situation, actually been able to transform themselves by their own conscious action, which you should have the discernment to tell who that is and who isn't at that point in time, honestly, okay? It's not about getting like a dishonest tinge and being like, well, I like this person's attitude, and even though their life is in shambles, I think that they've really done a lot for themselves. So it's not about that. This is very like even material level stuff. Like, does the material speak for itself? Does their living environment speak for itself? Does their lease on life speak for itself? Like, things will really be obvious, you know? Like, it's super likely that someone who is not really right for you right now is totally eating unhealthily at every meal, or totally, you know, behind on bills, or like simple things like that. Simple things, you know, it's a simple year like that. So seek out and discern the people who have gotten things together, because basically you are who you associate with now. The level of association and the level of collective connection is strong. And as I say that message, Taurus can be like a materialistic sign in negative vibration. So it's not about like, yeah, I'm going to start associating with like the upper class, or I'm going to start associating with like the artists, or I'm going to start associating with the groups that I value because of group's sake or group mentality. It's not really about groups so much either. It's more about individuals who, within like any group or within any circle or within, you know, any healthy circle, okay? And then I'm seeing you probably being like invited to a lot of really nice get-togethers or a lot of really nice experiences. I feel like Taurus really starts to either like travel or become more worldly. And it's not for the sake of being worldly, but I think you're going to see a lot of new stimulus, a lot of new stimulation, especially into fourth week of May and early June. There's going to be this really, really life-changing event or perceived experience that just totally pulls you out of these old, tired, heavy, disconnected, you know, spaces where you can't really figure things out, where there's like confusion permeating. So that's their Taurus, and I want you guys to really enjoy that, and I want you guys to really allow that situation, because we don't want to live a life of confusion. We don't want to live a life of like investing our precious emotional resources into manipulative, dishonest people. Okay. Anyway, Taurus, I'm hoping you're having a beautiful month. We're going to do an extended reading on Patreon. I'm going to check out your central theme, 2 supporting themes, and a Moonology Oracle card. So we'll be able to see what lunar energy is coming in for you this month as well. If you want to treat yourself, a great happy birthday present to get a monthly subscription to my Patreon page. It's super reasonable, super affordable, and you get all these readings early, ad-free, and extended, and weekly forecasts that are only on Patreon. It's a really fun service. But yeah, check out the description box below. I've got a lot of links that are helpful. I've got, Patreon link, affiliate links, other ways that you can support the channel. I have an ebook, okay? And as always, your likes, comments, and subscribes make my day. Anyway, Taurus, you can click the center of your screen now to jump over to the extended, and let's talk soon. Happy birthday to those of you aging up in May. Much love. Bye.